I want to talk about the most evident forms of warfare when children begin to misbehave. I remember when I was 13 years old, something happened. When children begin to transit into preteens, right? And teenagers, they want to exercise some form of identity control, right? They want to start defining what they want, how they want it, and what they think you should accept. I can remember that period. I can't even tell what I did. Then I was seated at the dining room of my house where my parents lived, and my mom walked up to me and she looked at me and she said, "Who are you?" And I was like, "I don't understand the question." And she said, "Who are you?" And I was staring like, What do you mean?" Like, "I'm Jemima now, your daughter." I was mute, but my heart was asking a lot of questions. And she said, "I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, but this is not the daughter that I give birth to. This is not the child that I know. This is not the child that God gave me. So whoever you are, in the name of Jesus, go back to where you're going to. Go back to where you came from. Go back and give me back my child." So me, I was wondering, I said, "What was all this one that is happening?" Like, I was clueless. But I noticed that everything that was going on with me at that period stopped. And she was able to spot what was going on as something external, not something that is a default in my character. So she didn't respond, "You are stubborn. You don't listen. You are giving me high blood pressure. Do you want to kill me?" No, that was not the response. She actually addressed the issue. So one of the first things that you will need to do before you even begin interceding for your children, especially when it comes to warfare, is that you make sure that you separate whatever is happening from their personality. You must do that because the devil is going to tempt you to attach it. It's going to show in your attitude towards them. It's going to show in your communication. It's going to show even in the things that you give them. It's going to show in the attention that you give them once you attach it to their identity. As someone who does not want to have bad or rebellious children, I don't know anybody that wants to have bad children. It is easy for us to have difficulty when raising children and they begin to misbehave. So it's scary. Sometimes it's difficult to begin to handle that situation. But children misbehaving as you train them and as you culture them, having seasons where they try to fight whatever you are teaching them and they try to question or they try to rebel is normal and you must expect it. When children begin to use the same Bible that you teach them so that they can understand God to begin to argue with you, you must know that it is expected. In fact, it is needed for them to grow in understanding and build convictions. So, but that period where they begin to misbehave, even when it comes to greeting, I met 3 children earlier on and none of them greeted. They were excited to see me. They only came to hug me and all that. They were all mute. And I was wondering, are you shocked? Are you surprised? Another parent to be like, "Why don't you greet? Can't you greet your auntie? Why don't you listen? I've taught you this over and again. I've taught you this over and again." And I've seen people do that. "I've taught you this over and again." Communicate, you do not have the ability to understand. "I have taught you this over and again, and you are not offering help. What is the challenge? Is it that you do not understand or you need help?" See, separate the happenings that are happening in a child's life from the personality of that child. Then you see that you begin to see clearer in intercession. You begin to see clearer when you are trying to correct them. You will no longer see the child as a bad person.